Hello, my name is Ecological and I'm presenting our research together with Svetlana Gusieva and Valeris Dombrovskis from Daugavpils University, Faculty of Education and Management in Latvia, with our co-researcher Vadim Murashov from Folk Academy, Finland. We propose sustainability perspective. A sustainability perspective is central for educational system in Latvia. The decade of education for sustainable development aims to achieve the ideal of sustainable education in the world. Therefore, promoting sustainability is also central for education system in Latvia. It shares the goals of UNESCO decade in integrating principles, values and practices of sustainable development in the preschool in order to create a more sustainable future. Although the importance of preschool education has been recognized by many scholars, in practice it has not been viewed through the sustainability perspective. The fundamental values of tomorrow's society are being formed in early years of education. Therefore, it also plays a leading role in achieving sustainable development. Sustainability approach towards preschool education acknowledges diversity, importance of social, cultural and physical environments. And the main aim of our study is to show that preparing children for school in sustainability-oriented preschool environment is more effective than in traditional preschool environment with a fragmentary use of sustainability elements. We propose the sustainability agenda with its main focus on holistic perception of the child and educational process in general, and on the focus of curriculum on children's social, emotional, intellectual, moral, physical and creative development in its holistic. The application of sustainability to preschool curricula has been gradual and challenging. It requires teachers' commitment to change everyday practices and educate children to make informed choices that will have a lasting effect on the whole community. The understanding of the need for sustainable practices comes gradually. Sustainability is achieved by experiential and participatory learning, which needs to transform from transmissive education to transformative. That includes learning in the outdoors, learning through the sustainability themes. And recognizing the importance of such learning, educators have to link various spheres: cognitive, emotional, intellectual, physical and social. And of course, as a theoretical basis, we analyze the main factors and conditions for child's readiness for school in sustainable preschool environment. The beginning of school is an important stage in one's life. The transition to a new environment sometimes causes emotional discomfort due to a child's personality and intellectual development. However, professionals distinguish many general and specific qualities needed to successfully adapt to school environment: appropriate age-level interaction and cooperation, positive attitude and empathy towards others, and positive expectations from adults. The new role of first grader implies specific attributes such as acceptance of a new social status, volition, self-evaluation, and courage to ask questions. Traditionally, most important criterion on child's readiness for school is the level of mental development. Vygotsky, however, was among the first researchers to propose that readiness cannot be simply interpreted as quantitative knowledge. And we compare in our research the efficiency of traditional and sustainability environment in preparing children for preschool. And currently Latvia has several school entry requirements, including ABC skills, the ability to write and count, as well as other general skills. These are objective demands stated in preschool curriculum. We can differentiate between two approaches in preschool education applied to meet those criteria and prepare efficiently children for school. In traditional environment, certain time is provided for the acquisition of curriculum. The schedule is divided in classes similar to school system. The traditional approach emphasizes the role of the teacher, while less initiative and creativity is expected from children. Their activity is directed by the teacher and they must follow teacher's instructions. Knowledge is transmitted directly to children. On the contrary, we propose sustainability perspective. And sustainability perspective views child's development as holistic and focuses on the social and value-oriented, cognitive, aesthetic and ecological development. And it provides opportunities for inquiry where children find their own solutions to problems. In Latvia, the number of preschools which integrate the elements of sustainability in preparing children for school is constantly growing. The crucial difference is that instead of focusing on the zone of actual development, the sustainability-oriented preschool program focuses on the zone on proximate development. The readiness of school comprises not the sum of cognitive knowledge, but certain level of development of psychic functions. Cognitive, emotional, and volition elements are among indicators of readiness. Even children who are able to demonstrate elementary skills in math, reading, writing, may not psychologically be ready for school. Readiness is determined by the ability to perform tasks, listen to the teacher, and exercise self-control. And of course, besides of cognitive, emotional and social aspects, particular attention also has been paid to ecological development, which is quite strong component of sustainability agenda, because sustainability education is not only concerned with healthy relationships with the environment, but develops a deeper sense of how children view their existence and how they live their daily lives. And ecological education requires teaching children respect to life, fundamental values, ethical principles, and knowledge about diverse forms of life and well-being of the planet. It is a holistic concept that encompasses knowledge of the natural world, emotions, dispositions, skills. Talking about the methodology of the study, in total we had 264 children participated in the study, preschool children presenting various regions of Latvia and families from different social backgrounds. In total, 131 children had been prepared for school in sustainability-oriented preschool environment and 136 in traditional. The program was divided in two parts and was carried out in 2 days with every child. 3 months were needed to undertake the practical phase of the study. And of course a number of methodologies have been tried on, and one with the aim to determining pupils' inner position, by structure talk about the dominant motive for studies, discovering particularities, also cooperation between a child and a teacher, as well as the cognitive interests of the child. Determining the dominant motive also was one of the aspects of the methodology according to Gudkina, and the aim of this method was to define the hierarchy of social and cognitive motives in the overall structure of motives. For example, child was asked to select between two activities, for example, to play with toys familiar to the child or to read an unknown book together with the researcher. If a child chooses reading, his or her prevailing motive is learning. Besides these, several other games were proposed, like house and yes or no. For example, house, the child was asked to copy a drawing of the house. This method allowed evaluating child's sensomotoric development, coordination of hand movements and direct attentiveness. And yes or no, the child is not allowed to use yes or no answers and then responding to tricky questions. For example, is it dark at night? The task determines how quickly children make decisions in difficult situations, how well they use synonyms and their vocabulary. Self-control is crucial in succeeding with this task, of course. And these tasks allow to distinguish between three aspects of readiness for school in the context of sustainable development, social, orientation towards surrounding and relationships, cognitive, features of inquiry, and emotional, managing one's emotional. And as you see, if we evaluate effectiveness of task performance, reflecting readiness for school, readiness for school among children prepared comparatively in sustainability-oriented environment and traditional learning environment, we see big difference. The dominance of inquiry motive 71 in sustainability oriented, while in traditional learning environment only 51%. The difference you can see in other positions, like in pupils' inner position, which was much higher in the sustainability oriented learning environment. Also, we need to point out that only 47 children prepared in traditional preschool learning setting are ready for school studies. The percentage of children ready for school after being prepared in sustainability-oriented environment is notably higher and constitutes 71.44%. And also we can see the other main differences in sustainably oriented and traditional preschool learning environment, like the proportion and plane and learning motives, which is much higher, 71%, in sustainability oriented preschool learning environment. And of course pupils' inner position was directed among 40% of future first graders in traditional setting, and 61 much higher in sustainability oriented preschool learning environment as we. Also, we can see that the average result for all tasks shows that only 47% of children prepared in traditional preschool learning setting are ready for school, while 52.9% haven't reached this readiness. In sustainability-oriented learning environment, this percent is notably higher. 71.4% are ready for their studies at school. Pupils' inner position among children in sustainability-oriented environment is expressed stronger. Consequently, these children have a high level of readiness in the affective and cognitive spheres. There are, however, significant differences between these groups with regard to performance of specific tasks. And relatively similar levels of achievement for both groups have been detected in defining the dominance of study of play motive in the affective sphere and yes or no task, which defines the ability to act according to the rules. And children's development goes smoother if educators create proper environment for activating inborn abilities. If preparation for school takes place in the context of sustainability, children have greater motivation for achievement, they easier overcome difficulties, and they are ecologically conscious. And preparing, we need to conclude that preparation of children for school studies is more effective in the preschool curriculum, which is sustainability, which is holistic, which places its emphasis on the zone of proximate development, and that offers a space for child's potential and for a positive dynamics of development. And thus child can learn much more efficiently. And also we offer practical suggestions for initiating sustainable environment in preschool, which is to develop school environment committed to the principles of sustainable development, to involve the whole school community, namely teachers, pupils, administration, parents, in implementing sustainability agenda, to promote shift towards more sustainable practices, and to transform teaching practices to experiential and holistic, to improve educational, cultural, environmental and value-oriented knowledge, as well as encourage preschool teachers to achieve social environment, educational and economic outcomes. Thank you.